So the harsh reality is that most clothing brands, they fail before they even get a chance to sell one shirt, one hoodie, or whatever their product is. And it's not because it's a bad idea or it's a bad design, but it's simply because the foundation is lacking or they skip that part. So today, I'm going to give you the first steps that every clothing brand owner should take and need if you want it before spending a dime, a penny, or a quarter. So let's get it. So I can bring the horse to the water, but I damn sure can make it drink. So before we get started, I want you to understand this. We're building a brand for longevity, not for just a trend, okay? Because a trend comes and goes. But to build a brand that people can remember, people can be a part of for years to come, people can come together as a community, that is the goal. So let's take a leap of faith together. Not just for myself, because I'm taking it with you. Take a leap of faith and believe in your vision, my vision, and as we do this journey together, you'll understand that every successful brand starts with the one thing in common, and that is an idea. All right, let's start with the brand. Your brand name is very important, so much that it's the most important decision that you will make when it comes to this. All right, not the designs, not the colors, but the brand name. Okay, you want something that people can remember. Your brand name needs to be not used before, okay? But it needs to be something people can remember. All right, so the last thing you want to do is spend all this time for months is building something just to find out later down the line that it belongs to somebody else. So Google it, look at it up on Pinterest, look at it up on TikTok, Instagram, Google, Yep, GoDaddy. Look up the name and see if anybody has already taken ownership of this name. And if it's a possibility that somebody has, let's try to create a different name. But the most important decision, again, you're going to make is your brand name. So let's go over some gems, some nuggets that you can take along the way that'll help you when it comes to deciding what brand name to go with. Okay? You want to keep it simple, keep it short, keep it clean. Keep it simple, keep it short, and keep it clean. And keep it original. All right? Authenticity is the best. If people can't remember your name, they're not about to go research it. They're not going to go Google it. They're not going to go share it with a friend. So you got to think about brands like Nike, Puma, PEGSTYLES. You got to think about the brands that make it more memorable. Like God is Dope, like Rockstar Original. Brands like that sticks in your mind. And when you close the app, you can still think about it, okay? I can remember PEGSTYLES. I can remember God is Dope. I can remember Rockstar Original. I can remember Walmart. I can remember Nike, Gucci, Prada, all these. So you want to make your brand just as much memorable, all right, by keeping it clean, simple, authentic, and original. Don't trap yourself. When it comes to picking a name, you don't want to put yourself in such a box and limit your creativity. All right, that limits what you can do in the future. If you call your company, for example, the Hoodie Plug, the only thing people are going to be expecting for you to be creating is hoodie, because you're the Hoodie Plug. And that box you in such a limited area to where if you drop some pants or some shirts or some accessories, people are going to be like, I don't know. It could be a hit or miss because you called yourself the Hoodie Plug, okay? So you want to think bigger than your first product, all right? I don't want to box myself in to just only selling t-shirts or only selling hoodies or only selling socks or only selling hats. I only want to box myself in if those are the only things I ever want to sell, okay? Think bigger than the first product. Another thing you should think about when you are picking your brand name is your vibe. You have to pick your vibe. What's the vibe, okay? Your brand name should match who you are. Your brand name should match your vibe. All right, PEGSTYLES, positive energy generation. I want to spread positivity, so it aligns with the name, okay? So your brand has to match you. Can't be fake about it. I told you, gotta be authentic. So if you're luxury, you want to sound luxury. If you're streetwear, you want to sound bold. If you're minimal, you want to keep it clean. But everything has to feel connected. Everything has to align. All right, I can't be out here calling myself Thug Life Unite and I'm trying to spread positivity. All right, I can't be out here saying gang entertainment and I'm trying to spread positivity. It doesn't go together. You have to think about that. The brand has to align with the vibe. So what's your vibe? All right, now that you have your brand name, the next question you need to think about is who am I creating this for? And in part 2, we're going to talk about niche, the audience, and building a brand for the people who this is actually going to connect with. I'm excited.